And I wanted to thank you for joining us today for, I can't remember what session this is, probably 5 or 6 of our fall webinar series for coaches or anybody that wants to tune in. But if you are here for some coach education credits, just drop your name in the chat and we'll record that for your credits for your coaching licensing. And for those of you that were here in the spring, we're still working to get those credits into the new system, and then getting, of course, these credits into the system. So if any of you have started trying to get yourselves fully licensed with the new CSC database, SnowReg, you'll know it takes a little bit of time. So I'll encourage you to start the process now if you haven't, and get yourself licensed with CSC. Because you know, next year I'm hopeful will be a little bit easier now that when they get all the information ported over to the new database. But just start the process now, so that you're not doing the night before you're on snow and you're missing a bunch of stuff. And with the safe sport component of All Sport Now, it's really critical that you have everything done before you're working with your athletes. This week, Sarah's going to take us through some of the coaching pathway information, which is, I think, relevant to a lot of you that are on the call. And I think we'll probably, and Sarah will go into exactly what she's talking about today, but we may have a follow-up session and go through some more content. We're still waiting for some information from ACA for what this season's going to look like. But next week we've got one of 2 speakers from the cycling endurance world talking about how they executed their season without any competition, and then sort of how they went about building the whole athlete when there's no solid competition calendar on the horizon. So we'll have some learnings from them, and then once we kind of get into late November, we're going to have a jury workshop, a jury 101 workshop, which is something that was identified by a lot of coaches that a lot of coaches need work with, just understanding what a jury is and making sure that they're aware of what the jury is there for and how to be efficient as a jury member. So that's end of November. And then once we get into December, we're going to start like on some course setting webinars, how to teach children, and other subjects yet to be confirmed. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Your credits, I promise you, eventually they will be credited to your profiles. But thanks again for joining, and I'll turn it over to Sarah, and she'll take you through her session today. So thanks so much, guys, and great to have you.
Robin, can you hit record?
Recording, Brad.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Appreciate that. Thank you, everyone, for joining me here today. It's so nice to see so many familiar names and video and pictures and all that good stuff. And it's nice to be back. Hopefully, you know, in the next season of ski coaching. So today, I'm going to take you through a bit of a presentation that has some information on where coach education is in Canada and where our coach pathways are, and hopefully be able to answer questions you might have and give you a whole bunch of different resources and maybe help you work through or troubleshoot or problem solve some things that you might be having difficulties with. Sound good? So one thing I'd also like you to do after you've put your name in the chat box so that we can record you for licensing credits, I'm going to show you a quick video that, because as coaches, we all like to motivate each other, and hopefully this will just set a bit of give you something to think about as we start our season of coaching. And then after that video, I'm going to have you guys put in the chat box maybe some things that you'd like me to cover today or a question you might have, and I'll try and get to all of them as we go through here, okay? So you have to bear with me. This is the first time I've delivered a webinar through this platform, so here's hoping for the best.
And sometimes video is not that great, but we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot.
We're gonna give it a shot.
We're gonna give it a shot today.
All right,
If you guys can just, sometimes if you shut off your video while we're showing video, that sometimes helps.
So, just give me 1 second. Okay, so just a bit of an introduction. My name is Sarah Edwards, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm the manager of coach education and delivery for Alpine Ontario for a very long time now. I've been a coach for decades and held many different positions, and I truly enjoy being able to help others educate coaches. So I also get to collaborate this year with our good friend Rick Cook, and I think he is somewhere in the room. So I'm going to let him share his thoughts in a little bit as well, and I'm looking forward to having him as part of the coach education team for AOA this year. So what we're going to talk about today is just some topics. I've got a little video for you guys from a Dr. Eisen Joseph, which some of you may or may not know. This one's called "They Call Me Coach, ... So Now What?" which I thought was pretty fitting for this current environment that we're in. And this is also from the opening keynote of the this past CDPD, which is Coaching Associations of Ontario Coach Developers Professional Development conference that happened virtually this past October. So we'll get to that in a second. We're going to touch on the CAC and the NCCP and the locker, the CAC and the course calendar, the code of ethics from the NCCP. We're going to talk about ACA and LTAD, our coaching courses, coach development series, the pathways, membership license, no reg. We'll have a bit of an open forum, and if you guys could just use the chat to include other topics, that would be great. Just give me 1 second.
So not much to talk about at all, hey Sarah?
Nothing to talk about.
No.
Yeah, and I think we're already like 7 minutes in, so
No pressure.
hopefully I'll touch on the things that are important to the people in the room. So let's start with this. Let's see if I can get this YouTube video to work.
Do you have it playing now?
Yeah, can you not see it?
No, you might have to minimize your PowerPoint maybe. It's probably maybe just behind it or something.
Okay, give me 1 second then.
Yeah.
So
Because I can hear it playing, but we can't see it.
So you want me to minimize my, sorry, give me 1 second. Can you see the video now? Robin?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Yep. Hit it. You might need to turn it up on your end.
Is that working?
Yeah, you can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
Can't hear it now. Yeah, I can barely hear it.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what we'll do then? We'll come back to it. Maybe I can get Robin to have it play through from her end. Does that work?
Yeah. Drop it in the chat, and if we don't have time for it at the end, at least everyone has the link, and they can watch it.
Yeah, it's just a few minutes for sure. We'll do that.
Awesome.
Okay.
I think unless it's embedded in the PowerPoint, I don't think it works well through Zoom.
All right. So that was, I would say, probably the more exciting part of this presentation, because it really spoke to what we do as coaches and why we do it. So I'm hoping that we can just finish off this presentation a little bit later. But I think some of this other stuff should be pretty interesting as well. So here we're going to start at the top, and meaning the top of the sports associations in Canada, so which is the CAC. And this is a bit of a visual. It's used throughout all of the coaching courses in Canada, and it just gives you really a definition of what the NCCP and a 1-3-5-7 model. So one being that there's one national program for all sports, contexts, provinces, and territories. So that's the NCCP. There are 3 streams that are based on age and stage of athletic development: community sport, competition, and instruction. For the most part, our ski racing programs fall into the competition stream. We have 5 core competencies woven in all of the NCCP training: problem solving, valuing, critical thinking, leading, interacting. I hope these are all regular parts of the vocabulary you use when you're coaching your athletes and when we're coaching our coaches and athletes and developing our coaches. And there are 7 outcomes that we're always working towards, on which coaches are evaluated within the competency-based education program. So we want to be able to make ethical decisions, provide support to athletes in training, plan a practice, support competitive experiences, analyze performance, design sport programs, and manage sport program. So where do we find all of this information? Where is it all hosted? It's all hosted in the locker, okay? And hopefully I'm going to give you a very quick tutorial. Robin, am I able to go to these?
How many people? 150 million?
Links?
Yeah. It might be the same as the YouTube, but it might just show up outside of your presentation.
Okay,
so you might just need to minimize your presentation and go to it outside. Yep.
You can see it now?
No, just minimize your PowerPoint. That's what we see is your PowerPoint.
Oh, here you mean?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So here I am at the Coaching Association of Canada's main website.
Yeah, we still can't see the browser. We see the PowerPoint. So can you minimize the PowerPoint?
No, it's already minimized.
Oh, weird. Yeah, that's all we're seeing is the PowerPoint.
Okay, let me get one. My screen is being paused.
Your screen is paused?
What did he say? 20,000 what?
20,000 votes.
Okay. Yeah, it has something to do with enhanced encryption.
It's like a setting or something on your machine or something. I don't know. But and you don't have dual monitors?
No.
There you go.
Okay, you can see it now?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, back at it. Here we are at the homepage for the Coaching Association of Canada. Over here in the corner, you have 2 options, the locker and coach transcript. Both of these are useful tools. If you're looking to confirm somebody else's status, then you would go into the public transcript and you would type in their NCCP number and their last names in order to figure out what sort of coach certifications they have. So what I wanted to do is just bring you guys to a few things just when you're looking through your own profiles, okay? One, you've got certification and history. The certification lists everything that you've done. The history is the actual courses. Some of the dates may not line up with when you actually did the courses due to transfer of information from the CSCF database and the new one and all that rest. So you'll just have to bear with that part. But what you want to notice here is that Alpine Canada has worked very hard lately with the Coaching Association of Canada to update their transfer policies from the old levels to the new levels. So make sure you go in here and you have a look and you see, hey, have I been credited with development level trained for my level 2 certified status? Or have I, and if I've been transferred, what do I have to do in order to become certified? By clicking on, you'll only be able to click on certain things in a public transcript, but I'll show you what mine would be. But you just want to ensure that all of your information is up to date, that you've got see the levels and you see all the courses and training that you've completed, especially if they've been completed by NCCP. So there's lots of stuff there. You'll also notice that this is an important piece as well. So when you go to your own profile, you're going to see this, it's called a points. Sorry. If we go home, profile. You're going to have an activity board here. It's just not loading very well. Sorry about that. It's a little slow. But if anybody has noticed that there are points that you have to complete for NCCP as well, just like we would for our licensing credits. And there is a place to easily self-report anything that you do. It's a button on your home screen. You just hit self-report and you can upload anything that you do for skiing into your NCCP profile. The other thing you want to look at right now is your e-learning stuff. So if you go to your e-learning tab, there's all these things that are available to you, and some of them are actually free and some of them are evaluations that may have gone with an actual module that you completed. So those are places that you want to be aware of and be able to access. I bet you there's probably a few people in the room here that have not logged on to their locker, and when they do, they'll figure out that, oh, it's been a while, or I don't have a password or anything like that. So feel free to reach out so that I can help you get what you need there. So going back to my presentation. Robin, can you see that now?
It's still on the coach.ca.
It's on the coach.ca.
Yeah.
Can you see the presentation now?
Nope.
Sorry about this, guys.
Weird. I can't help you, unfortunately. I don't know
Yeah.
what the problem is.
I'm not sure. I think it's a security thing.
Must be.
Okay, so what are you seeing now then?
Still coach.ca.
And now?
That's the video you tried to play. I'm seeing all your moves on your screen right now. Maybe you got to stop it and restart it every time, because it seems when you do that, it shows the right thing.
Okay.
Maybe that's the strategy if you're doing a lot of flipping back and forth.
Now you can see the presentation?
You got it.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it on here. Is it big enough to see?
Yeah, just put it into the PowerPoint, like the PowerPoint, whatever, the slideshow, and then you're good.
Okay.
Awesome.
So that's a little bit about the locker and some of its the tools in there for you guys to use. The next thing to think about, one thing, so going back to the 7 outcomes, one of the courses here that everybody has taken is the Make Ethical Decisions. And some of us have taken it maybe recently, and some of us may have taken it, let's say quite a while ago. But believe it or not, they have actually revised the NCCP Code of Ethics. And I wanted to bring your attention to it because it makes more sense. And it is much more inclusive of the world of sport that we live in and the environment around us. So it might be something that you can review with your staff and your coaches, and just bring them aware to these 3 principles that really create the bucket of what the Code of Ethics for sport in Canada is. And, leadership and professionalism, health and safety, and respect and integrity are definitely 3 things that we have been focused on in sport in Canada. And there are so many different programs that have been created to support these. And the NCCP has tried really hard to make sure that we have access to these. Some of them are the Responsible Coaching Movement, and you've heard of quite a few of these. The Commit to Kids program, the Respect in Sport program, the Empower Plus program, and also the Safe Sport training that we are all now required to, and I'm sure some of you have completed, required to complete in order to be licensed ski coaches in Canada this year. It just hasn't made it onto this slide yet. So that's something to be aware of. So the next part of this is going a little bit more local. So talking about our Coaching Association of Ontario. So this is our partner services. This is who we work with to deliver all the coaching modules and courses that we get to here in our province and for our sport. So these are very close partners with us. And I just wanted to bring, I'm going to try this again to go to the link by exiting this and then going here. And let's see what happens. So the Coaching Association of Ontario. I get a lot of, does everybody see that now?
We're still in your PowerPoint. I think you just need to shut down the screen share and then get it on your screen what you want and then re-screen share.
Perfect.
That seems to be what's worked in the past, so try that.
There you go.
There you go, perfect.
Perfect, we're on our way.
Nice.
Okay, so the Coaching Association of Ontario homepage is here. So what you want to be aware of is that this one thing that has been that has been good for coaches wanting to take more multi-sport module courses is that this whole COVID environment has really forced the delivery of material in an online environment. So what that has done is they've had to create online stuff. And so I find it's actually a lot more accessible than it used to be. When it was only in a in-class and home study program. So now if we go to our course calendar, you'll see the events that the Coaching Association of Ontario is hosting right now here in November. So, and you'll also see that a lot of them are sold out, but you'll get the idea that all of these courses, make up those mental skills, psychology of performance, they're all here now and they're being offered in a manner that hopefully is accessible to you guys, because I get a lot of emails going, hey, when's this going to happen? When's that going to happen? That might be, that are specific to all entry level, development level and performance level pathways. So this is a good place to start because you can do any of these modules at any time in your coach pathway. So that's a really good resource for you guys. Here's a cool one here. There's even some free webinars, coach to coach webinar, reducing stress and improving performance, mindfulness for you and your athletes. You know, if you're interested and you've got time on Thursday night between 7 and 8, take it. You get PD credits and you're probably going to learn a little, you'll get some information from somebody who's experienced in the world of sports. So there's all sorts of stuff. So I bet some of you are asking, yeah, but those are all sold out. So how's that going to help me? Well, what we can do for you is I can request any course at any time. So you just need to go to your club leaders and say, hey, you know, a bunch of us from this club and a bunch of us from this club would really like to manage a sport program, NCCP, a multi-sport module. Can you set it up for us? Sure, and we can work on a calendar that's going to be easier for you. And then we just hire in the learning facilitator from the Coaching Association of Ontario, and we get that piece done for you. So it might require a little bit of planning from you guys, but if we look at the pathway and look at all the things we need to complete, hopefully we can do it over a couple of years. So the other thing I wanted to bring attention to from the Coaching Association of Ontario page is the resources for, just give me one sec, is the resources for COVID right now. So if you go down here to the coaching resources for COVID, you're going to see all sorts of bursaries and grants that are available to take these courses. You're also going to be able to quickly access the return to play guidelines and protocols and all the support that is available. And here's some free and discounted learning webinars, remote, and they've laid it out really well. And I find that this website is pretty easy to use. So that's a little bit about the Coaching Association of Ontario. So now I'm going to stop that and I'm going to screen share. I'm going to take some questions in just a couple minutes. I just want to get to a certain point here. Okay. Can you see the PowerPoint, Robin?
You got it.
Great, got this. So look at this. Here are all the different multi-sport module courses that are included in our coach pathways. So hopefully you guys are going, hey, okay, I've done those. Oh, I haven't done that one. Let's see if we can get it done this year. So the next part, the next organization we're going to go to is Alpine Canada. So that's our national sport organization, as we all know. So Alpine Canada has has shut down the canskicoach.org website and has created a new section of the alpinecanada.org website called the LTAD part, and that is where all things coach lie now. So it's important that you either know how to Google search LTAD Alpine Canada or you bookmark it so that you have access to the all the resources, all the registration, all the courses, and all that stuff. So I'm going to try and take you to that now, because I'm going to figure this out. All right, can everyone see the LTAD website?
Yep.
Perfect. So from the home screen, if you're looking for information on your athletes, you can just go down here and you can click on any one of these lovely little dots and it'll take you to the information on the athletes. But I'm not here to go through the entire LTAD website with you. So I'll let you go through the athlete section on your own time. What I'm going to take you through or bring a little bit of attention to is this coach one. The coach registration, the coach education, and maybe some of the resources, okay? So here we are in our new coach development pathway. So Jenny Stylo from Alpine Canada has spent a ton of time, and I'm sure you've all seen this new graphic. You won't be able, I don't think you'll be able to, I can't make this bigger, and I'm afraid to try and open up the actual PDF. I don't know if that's going to work with my screen sharing abilities right now, but I'm going to just color code it for you. Okay, red is your coach in training, green is your entry level coach pathway, blue is your development level coach pathway, yellow is the performance level, and here's your high performance in black. Over here on the right, the targeted professional development lists all the things that can be taken by anyone at any time, okay? So hopefully you'll get a chance. The idea with this is to create a visual of everything in our coach pathways and how they interact and what is required to, and just see it as a big picture of all the things that we can accomplish as coaches and how much education is available for us to be the best coaches we can be. So I'm going to leave you guys at that. Below that are some interesting documents, the coach licensing policy and the coach developer policy for learning facilitators, coach evaluators, and master coach developers. So that's where the information is if you're looking for coaching pathway and stuff. Also, all these tabs have relevant material. Please look through them. And the pathway FAQs is great too. I want to bring attention to the coach in training program as well. For those, and I'll talk to this in a little bit, this is a great way for coaches who are are either too young, maybe less than 16, or maybe just starting out coaching, or who are maybe parents who want to coach but aren't ready or can't take the entry-level coaching course quite yet. This is an opportunity. This is a great program that allows them to be part of a club, employed by a club. Okay, I don't know if that means that they can get paid by the club. That's up to club policy, but they only have to complete a few things, and then they can work alongside I believe, certified coach. Okay, so that's something to take a look at, and may also help with demands of coaching for this year. So the other thing you want to be able is this coach program has a bunch of interesting resources at the bottom. One, there's all these tabs to click on. Please click on them in the professional development tab. If you're looking to find out if what you've done in terms of education qualifies for coaching credits, if you scroll down, everything that you could possibly take is listed in one of these boxes. And if it's not listed in one of these boxes, it doesn't qualify for coaching credits. So all you have to do is figure out if it's in these boxes, and you're going to send a copy of it of the completion to me, and we're going to make sure it is uploaded into your profile. So that's something there to know. And there are lots of other things as well. So you'll notice that if you go into some of the pathways and whatnot, let me just go to the entry level. It looks different. The idea of it is so it is easier to move through. Okay, I know it might be a little bit small on the screen right now, but I'm going to let you guys at least know where to look so that you can pass this information along to people who are looking for it. This is also an interesting resource tool, Developing Sport Expertise. There's a whole bunch of different things here for you guys to explore, and there's also really great coaching resources here. If anybody remembers the old Joan Vickers decision training, innovative approach to coaching, all of these resources that we are recognized and probably still use in our coaching programs is in this website. You just got to navigate it a little bit and spend some time clicking here and clicking there. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more insight into that. So, all right. Can you see my the PowerPoint again?
You got it.
Perfect. So here are some updates directly from Jenny and Greg from Alpine Canada. So, and this is more for maybe some of the administrators that might be on this in the room here, but I know that we get a lot of questions about criminal record checks, and you know, there is the option. So if you guys just want to read through some of this stuff, I'm not going to go through every point, but some of the key messages here are, if you're having issues with criminal record checks, please send them directly to ACA. Make sure you guys have your coaches sign up with SnowReg and get their memberships licensed before they will not be allowed to sign up for anything, any coach education until that's done. The new system will prevent them from doing so. What else? This is more for clubs. Memberships required upon registration, and remind clubs and coaches that the CSIA database has been disconnected from ACA since 2016. They're working with the CSIA to change this, but in the meantime, coaches can send their lead, that's me, proofs of their levels to be changed in the new SnowReg account profiles. And probably a lot of you know that the CSIA website had a complete overhaul as well. So they are trying to connect the databases. Whether that will ever happen, I do not know the answer to that. But I want you to make sure that your coach profiles in SnowReg do reflect your CSIA levels, and all you have to do really is check first, please, and then send me a copy of your membership card that can be found in your CSIA profile, and then I can just check the boxes inside the SnowReg. So hopefully that'll be useful to some people.
Sarah,
what else?
it's Norm. Sarah, it's
Yeah.
Norm Greer. Can I ask a question?
Of course.
So that last bullet about the 2016, the link there. So is that why I've got a couple of coaches, 3 coaches that are telling me that their credentials of their, as far as what their CSIA credentials are, aren't being reflected in the system here in SnowReg? Would that be why?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, all right. Because I just had that call at lunch with 2 of them. So
Okay.
okay, now I can
So,
tell them what's going on. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Continue on the update here. We do not have a permanent connection to the Locker database to pull information from the Locker to our database. It's not perfect. Some reports are missing, that sort of thing. So they've been working really hard at fixing this, and they've done actually a really good job. They've moved, I don't know, close to probably 200,000 lines of data into the new snow reg, and are really trying to make sure that everybody's profiles are reflective of who they are as coaches. So if there is, I know it's not perfect, there are some issues, but they're working through it. So there may be a little bit of a delay. I know the one right now is the safe sport training that you complete takes a couple days in order for it to transfer to the your ski coach profile, but when it does, and that's usually the last piece I'm seeing of people needing in order to be licensed or have that green button on their coach profile. So it is they are doing it quite regularly right now, so it shouldn't take more than a couple days. Okay. So now going from Alpine Canada, we're moving a little bit more towards Alpine Ontario and what we're doing here. This is a really, really brief, I'm sure you can understand that we've been in a ton of meetings and Zooms this and Google Meets that and Adobe Connect this, and I don't even know how many different platforms there are for doing meetings anymore, but it's working. And we've also had to update all of our coaching courses and make sure that they have been revised to new standards. So this year, the entry-level course is going to look a little bit different, all of our courses. But one thing that we've done is taken a little bit of the content, which is the professionalism and technical presentations. We've moved them out and we've moved them into an e-prep, and this is going to help the candidates complete go through some of the material a little quicker. And the technical, that says there, and the online delivery is so we're going to move the day one classroom stuff to online delivery. We're going to use the Adobe Connect platform, which is pretty cool because it's got whiteboards and it's got breakout rooms, and Nccp uses it for all their modules, so we like it. And you're going to see offerings for entry-level MED and plan of practice, and then DL will be the teaching and learning stuff. So those will all be delivered by our sport-specific Alpine ski learning facilitators, which is great. And the delivery, the on-snow stuff for entry level is going to be 2 days, as it has been, and it'll be 4 days, as it has been for the DL. So some of it has changed, but some of it is staying the same. Obviously, the environments that we're going to be delivering some of this stuff is going to change, and that's going to be reflective of the policies and procedures put in place by Sport Canada and by the clubs that will be hosting any events this year. And we're working with everybody and just trying to stay in the know about, hey, what is the best practice going forward? And I don't have all the answers, and I'd say it's a community working together to do the best that we can in the situation that we are. Just a review of the transfer policy is that Jenny and her group has been working hard with Coaching Association of Canada to get these transfer policies sort of ironed out with the CAC and make sure that if you were an old level 1, you become EL certified, level 2 certified becomes DL certified, and level 3 becomes PL certified, with the caveat that these things on the screen are completed. Again, this information is available in the LCAD site, but if you have more questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And we do have one that on the website. I'll try and open it here. This is something I'd like everybody to review, and it's brand new as of October. It's the revised coach accreditation document, and I'm going to try to open it. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here. It doesn't seem to want to open that. Nope. Where is the screen share? Hey, Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've lost the ability to screen share. Oh, I got it back. Okay, do you see the coach accreditation policy?
Sure do.
Okay, so this has been revised as of October 2nd, 2020. And what it gives you is hiring practices, it gives you the pathways, and it also gives you qualifying criteria. So transitioning to certified status in all the the ELDL and PL pathways. So please review this, okay? Because some of this information might be updated. And one thing there's a couple things I'm going to bring your attention to that have changed in the pathways, okay? The entry-level pathways pretty much stayed about the same. There's not a whole lot of change in it, which is good to know. In the development level pathway, okay? We're at a bit of a roadblock right now with the development level advanced certified in terms of it being, I guess, qualified by the Coaching Association of Canada right now. So it's still in its certification process with them. So you'll see here it says draft and NCCP approval process. So they're working hard to push it through with coaches that have all of these pieces completed. But we want to encourage coaches to work towards it. We are going to get there. It's just taking a little bit of time right now. And the PL does look very different. Okay, so what's happening is before we kind of put the cart in front of the horse and we figured out that, hey, our performance level coaches or those high performance coaches really need to have some solid education, knowledge, and experience before taking the on-hill analyzed performance course itself. So what we've done now is that we require what they call the Performance Foundation course and all the NCCP modules that go along with that to be completed before taking the actual PL, call it 5-day course that where we know that has been in the past. So that's a bit of a change. But we also believe that that will create better and more skilled and more knowledgeable coaches that working with that group of athletes. So that's a bit of an update on that. So I'm coming back to, I'm so afraid of leaving the meeting for some reason.
I have done it before, so it's a valid.
I know. So does anybody have any questions right now about the pathways? Or anything I've talked to at this point while I load my presentation back up there.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I sent in my YTP for my PL in July, and it took me a long, like years to get it done because there wasn't an example at the time. So I haven't heard from anyone, and I'm looking to finish my PL. So I don't know who to contact because there's a lot of automatic replies that say that someone will get back to me.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you for your question. And you're not the only one in that position. For sure, some coaches' concerns and have definitely been put a little bit on the back burner right now while they've been trying to get everything ready so coaches can register and move forward. So hopefully we're at a point that Alpine Canada and their team is going to, continue supporting coaches like yourself who are trying to complete pieces of the pathway. I think we know too that there's not a whole lot of coach support at the high performance level, but I want to make sure that you get that piece, that piece of education that you've completed credited against towards your PL so that you can complete that. So I would suggest just maybe sending me an email and I can give a little bit of a nudge.
Okay.
And if anybody else is in that position, please send me a note. Okay.
I also had asked, I went online, I guess it was in July, to do the last, I believe it's part D, which is the absolute last thing that I need to complete. to be certified, or at least that's what I used to only have to complete. I'm not sure if things have changed for that pathway to be certified, but I had asked, I'd sent an email to two different people. I think it was Jenny and a man, I can't remember his name.
Probably
And,
Jenny and Craig, yeah, they're the coach education team for ACA.
and that was in July, and I haven't heard back, and then I sent again, and I just want to finish it before the ski season.
Okay, well, send it to me and I'll
Okay.
review your profile in your locker and hopefully be able to say, you know, here, let's get this done for you.
Yeah, I just want to get the documents so I can get it done.
Okay, yeah, let me review it for sure.
Thanks so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Hi, Sarah. It's Rick. Can you hear
Rick,
me?
I was just about to let you talk.
Oh, good. Who that was just talking, by the way?
That's a good question.
Sorry, I know, I was mysterious. It's Carrie Heaney from Georgian Peaks.
Okay, thank you.
It's been a long,
Fantastic. I think one of the big things that yeah, you're not the only one, trust me. I think one of the biggest things is all the changes that were coming through for the PL course and how it was being communicated was maybe some challenges there. But, you know, the one thing I've said to all of the people who were, you know, with us on the PL Intro 1 course a couple of years ago, we're here to support you 100%. So I think one of the things that we're going to try and do this year is actually connect with a lot of you people that are in that pathway. Just to make sure that you're not feeling like you're in limbo. We're all kind of in this together. So I just wanted to make sure that we touch base. So please do send an email to Sarah or myself and both of us, and we'll just make sure that we keep track of you. Because I think if we all kind of band together, there's a lot of people in the same boat. So I just wanted to make sure I knew who it was. So thanks for speaking up.
thank you. Can you put your email in the discussion side?
Yeah, it's Rick Cook at alpineontario.ca.
Okay, that's pretty easy. Do you
Yeah.
mind
It is
typing
pretty
it
easy.
and then people can just copy and paste? That would make it
Yeah,
easy.
I'll do that at the end. I've got a little
Okay,
contact
thanks.
for you guys for sure.
Totally. And we're
Okay.
trying
Thank
to
you.
work towards being a little bit more translucent with this. Like we want to make sure that we have the skills. So being Sarah, myself, and some of the other LFs, that we can actually sign off on a lot of these things too. But it does take time. It does take a little bit of time for us to get qualified to do that too. So we're actually trying to go through the training to make sure that we can do this a little bit closer to home too.
It's been
I want to
10,
make sure that I get out there and actually meet you and ski with you and actually help you on the snow too. So that's one of the programs that we're looking towards this year.
Great. Perfect.
Hi,
Thank you.
Sarah. It's Darko.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Question. The locker, the information on the locker and snow reg, if they're not, like the locker is lagging behind what the information says on snow reg.
Yeah.
Are we to go by the information on snow reg until the locker is updated? You follow me?
Yes. Yes, no, I do. Yeah, there is some discrepancies for sure. And that is what ACA is working on, making sure that we get this transfer policy applied to all the coaches. So they're in the final battle, or not battle, but they're working really hard to get this approval process complete and then apply it to all of the coach profiles.
Okay, but in the meantime, though, the snow reg is like if somebody wants a copy of your qualifications.
If somebody wants a copy of your qualifications, it depends what they're looking for, right? If they're just looking for you to, if you're a licensed coach, then your club will have access to that for sure. Otherwise, I don't think the public lookup lists anything beyond what if you're licensed, but I would suggest providing both profiles, I think, depending on what it is that you're looking to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
It's Tanis Tui from Alpine Ski Club. Is there anywhere where I can figure out what all your little short forms are, like LF, PL, DL, when you're going so quickly through everything, I'm taking notes like crazy, but I don't know what half of the short forms stand for.
Yeah, absolutely. This presentation will be posted by Robin on Alpine on the AOA site, and yeah, I've tried. I know there are a lot, and I'm trying to move through the content quickly. But how about I even summarize it for you and put a big sheet right at the front of the presentation, says here's all the here's how to decode it.
Yeah. Just because
Okay.
I know that it's your stuff and this is your talk all the time, but for people who are only jump in every now and then,
Yeah.
my head is spinning. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be a deep dive into all of these websites to find what we need to find.
Exactly. No, it's totally overwhelming. Like there is a lot. Okay. And it's, this is just a snippet of it. But if you can say, okay, maybe there's a few things that I'm not checking, or wow, I didn't know that information was there. Okay, I can reach out, or I can send you all the links. I'm happy to do that. I'll send a follow-up. Okay.
Perfect. No, it's been very helpful. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Sarah, it's Brian Opitz. Oh, Sarah, it's Brian Opitz. I have a question.
Hi, Brian. Great.
Hi. I just quickly scanned the LTAD Alpine Canada site under coaches, and I read something under the coach and training where if you're using CSIA certified individuals, there's
a time limit.
There's a time limit. So, and as you know, at Milton Heights, we have a few long-standing coaches who have their CSIA certification, but not necessarily their EL. So does that mean everybody now has to jump on and take the EL course and get their EL training status done?
If they've participated in the coach and training, right? So if you've participated in coach and training and you're also CSIA, it's a bit of a window there for you to figure out if this is what you want to do. And then, yeah, you need to complete the trained course. Otherwise, you can lose your the coach status, and it could have potential insurance issues as well. So
this is only for coaches in that status, coach in training, and I'm assuming that these are the young kids?
Yeah, they could be young kids that are under 16 or early, yeah, or they could be parents who just want to coach. There's a bit of a gap because really there's two streams. One is if you're both a CSIA member and you're doing the coach and training, or if you're just doing coach and training, it looks a little bit different. I can try and provide a little bit more detail for you offline, but it gives you the option just to bring kids into coaching without having to necessarily take the entry-level course. And that brings me to what I'm talking about next, is the demand for coaches this year and our challenges for being able to hosting courses. Does that answer your question, Brian? A little bit?
Yeah, I guess so.
We can continue to talk about it. We can continue to talk about it because, over the years, they've always said, okay, well, you're supposed to become certified in so many years, and they've never really put a hard time limit on it. But I think with this new snow reg system, some of this is going to be capable now of cutting off coaches at some point. I don't know when or if or how, saying, hey, whoa, you can't get licensed again until you maybe complete this part of or become certified, because the Coaching Association of Canada is really hammering down the whole, every kid needs a certified coach. So let's keep working towards that. Okay. So in that, I'll just bring your attention to the coaching courses that, if you go to the snow, I'm not going to go to this website, or it is if you go to the LTAD Alpine Canada website and you click on coach registrations, it's going to take you to the Snow Reg Alpine Canada Snow Reg site, and that's where you're going to find all coach education courses listed for Alpine Ontario. So we are doing our best to get courses available by mid-November, and we've had to keep pushing back for many different reasons. Some of the challenges has been one, obviously COVID, and making sure that we've got policies and procedures in place to keep everyone safe and that we're mitigating risk as best as we can with just simple things like moving all of our content to online delivery. totally different reality. Some of our learning facilities, they've been doing this for decades, and it's like, wow, this is going to be different. So we've had to go through a lot of different training. We're using a new platform and the scheduling. So when I asked all the clubs, hey, when do you want your course? They all said, we want it all on the same weekend. So we're trying to manage that, making sure that we're meeting this demand, because people, you know, given the fact that ski stores have been selling out like crazy, there might be a big demand for ski coaches this year. So we're really, really doing our best and working with the clubs to provide a schedule, but we're asking people to be patient as possible and to look to, we might need to offer more courses in January and February and look at those coach and training options if you're looking to get more, making sure that you have the staff that you need in December. So that's where we are for that. Also capacity limitations at clubs, you know, going into clubs and saying, hey, can we get a whole bunch of group lift tickets? And they go, wow, we can only sell so many, and we're kind of looking for full price lift ticket purchasers right now. So we're working with the clubs to do our best to offer a normal course schedule, but it's still going to be a new normal. So that's a little bit on that.
Hi, Sarah. It's Curtis Eade. Sorry, I don't know if I missed this, but my phone kicked out. But will there be any PL courses this winter, do you think, or no?
We would love to offer a PL course. So, but we are going to have people that have already done the PL foundation course and completed all the NCCP multi-sport modules that go with it. And as soon as we have a cohort of coaches that are ready, then we will offer that PL course for sure. So what we need to do is make sure that we are clear in our communication very soon as to what those requirements are. We'll have the coaches working towards that, and then hopefully in the spring we can offer that the course that is really about analyzing performance and working with athletes in that type of environment. Again, we'll see, but our goal is yes. Okay.
Hey, Sarah, Steve Argy here.
Hey, Steve.
Hi. So I'm just looking again on this new Alpine Canada website, and I'm going through for master coach developers, and there's a number of us that were on the line here presently. And one of the caveats that I'm seeing here under this Kaizen continuous improvement is that all MCDs must attend a yearly update.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is this something new? Because that's something that has not been flagged in any of our profiles. It's not been presented to us. Is this something that we need to, as MCDs, follow up on for this season? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah. Yes. So Alpine Canada is required to make sure that they offer training every year for LFs and for learning facilitators and coach evaluators. So the master coach developers is a little bit different, but we will, I'm working towards, we will have some form of formal training that will meet that requirement. And yes, the Snow Reg system is now going to track to make sure that we either yearly or bi-yearly, depending on the type of training that we can offer, make sure that we meet those standards as per the coach developer policy of Alpine Canada and the Coaching Association of Canada.
Okay, thanks.
So that's a sort of an answer. Again, I think the MCD stuff we can talk offline with the group of LFs. Okay, learning facilitators.
Sounds good. Thanks, Sarah.
So Rick, here's your slide, buddy. AOA Coach Development Series. So we want to be able to support coaches, and by creating opportunities, and these are Rick's word, create opportunity at your club to educate coaches and motivate your coaches by things like offering methodology, analyze performance, managing athletes, course setting, teaching children, coaching in a new COVID environment, and how we can be successful. So we're going to let Rick talk here if he's still on the line. And if you guys could send us, Rick, your requests and hire an AOA LF learning facilitator for a day. And let's see if we can bring some, I know that there might be some hosting issues, but I think that bringing in one educator to your club could help you guys continue to create the community and support that you need. So Rick, do you want to just put a couple words in there?
Yeah, sure. I think it's kind of a work in progress, and I know talking to some of the program directors and head coaches out there, as well as just facilitators that we work with. You know, if anybody's in those shoes, I think this year is going to be, you know, fairly challenging. And I think motivating your coaches is going to be challenging. And I think, you know, just managing your sport program is going to be challenging. But possibly there's a way that, you know, Alpine Ontario can help mitigate some of those challenges and help motivate your coaches and help you train and keep things organized within the program. So kind of an idea that I was thinking of a while ago, and it's up for discussion. And like Sarah said, please send us any ideas that you may have. This screen is just a snapshot of what we can do. But I feel that, you know, if we can come into your club and if there's just, say, one person like myself, I know quite a few clubs said, hey, you know what, that would be okay to come in and train your people. Sometimes maybe it gives a little bit more meat or teeth to the message being said, or who knows. But I feel like we need to reach out and kind of look at things like, you know, if you want just a simple session on course setting, well, that's pretty simple to do, right? If you have the hill space and you have the equipment, we can make that happen for your coaches. And for the most part, it would be them, you know, just exploring that terrain and using those course sets to kind of develop some skill. When it gets, you know, a little bit deeper into coaching methodology, well, it really does depend on the level that your coaches are working at. So if we have entry-level coaches working with entry-level children, well, obviously it would stick to that stage of LTAD. You know, we had a couple of people asking about questions about performance level. Well, if you're working with U16 high performance athletes or FIS athletes, well, then you're in the game for looking at analyzing performance and a much deeper understanding of methodology. So that goes into the analyzing performance. So just sort of looking at my sort of way of describing it is an a la carte menu for any of you clubs that might want to bring in a facilitator such as myself or Sarah, some of our senior facilitators, to actually work with your staff and help develop, and hopefully within there try and help motivate as well. I think that's the one big word that's sticking in my mind this year, is just keeping coaches motivated to stick with it and get through some of the challenges. So anyways, that's kind of the idea. Reach out to us, please send me your ideas. I'm willing to sort of discuss almost anything. And we're going to try and put together a bit of a menu for you. I would say, you know, a little bit more into December, once everything sort of gets settled and we understand what operational plans people have. So I don't know, does anybody have any questions or comments or suggestions so far?
Rick, it's Laura here. I'm just wondering, are you thinking like full day type sessions, or is this something that could be, you know, at the end of a training day for a couple hours?
You know what, it could be, I think we're going to have to be sort of, well, what's the new word everybody's using? Fluid with this one. I know you and I talked about this, Laura. I think, you know, given structure of program, it really will be dependent on what you can accomplish, because I know that training and sessioning coaches is always a challenge for any club. So willing to work with that. I'd prefer to really be on site for a full day, to be honest.
Okay.
And make somebody available for that full day. And that could mean that you know, you get really, it could tick off a lot of different boxes too, right? Like maybe you need some evaluation done on entry level, development level, performance level. Maybe those things fit. Maybe you need some senior mentors, and this is one of the big things I know you and I talked about, Laura, and I've talked about with a few others. Senior mentors, you know, are some of the hardest people to grasp when it comes to coach education and updating. And I think, you know, looking at analyzing performance and kind of how they motivate and work with your younger coaches is a really key component too. So there's, I think that's one of the things I'd really like to focus on this year as well, as the mentorship and evaluator side, because some of that stuff has changed. Not the same. So yeah, I would prefer a full day. I think it would be really great, but if a club just needs somebody for a half a day, that could be discussed as well.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
No worries. Anyone else have any comments, suggestions, questions?
Okay, great.
Well, that was easy. There you go, Sarah.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. I was trying to unmute. It's Tomaz from the Peaks. If we have any coaches that do have, so I have a few coaches that have some PL issues that they're trying to work through. Is it better that I just call you guys and it goes through you and Rick, and then gets bumped up, or go directly to Jenny and Craig?
You know, I think we're at the point where we need to just put a little working group together. So for those coaches that do have some PL concerns, maybe we could kind of collaboratively combine all of those people, if they're okay with, working together, and then take our concerns to ACA, because I know that there's quite a few of them out there. So I have a list of names, things that need to be sorted out. We're letting ACA and figure out the database, and they actually have sorted out some and found some missing records and courses and whatnot. So we'll let them get to the point where they feel comfortable with the database where it is, and then maybe we can get them to address these issues and do it in a timely manner. So for Christmas.
No, that's perfect. I know right now they're drinking from a water hose, or from fire hose. So yeah. I think this is a good way to do it. So I'll let any of my coaches know, and maybe I'll just get them to send it to me, and then we'll get a list going if that works for you guys.
Yeah, I think so.
That sounds awesome, and I think, like Sarah said, the working group is one of the best ways that we can do this. If we all connect, if we connect everybody together, and we have 4 facilitators in the province that work at the PL level. Like I said, we're trying to work with training ourselves even deeper than that, so that we have the tools necessary to help them. That's always been one of the challenges in the past, is finding an evaluator. But now we have that. So there's ways to move through the pathway. And I think once we connect the working group, we can actually, get on some Zoom calls, start talking about things. And within that sort of a la carte menu, maybe that's something that's worthwhile for you at your club, right? Is having somebody like myself come in to work with those PL coaches a little bit, and actually discuss some of the challenges and get to know them personally, because the mentorship doesn't just stop once they get past that hurdle, right? The mentorship is going to continue for their coaching careers is what the hope is. So for them to connect with some of us, to create that mentorship throughout the process, I think is really important too. So for sure,
Okay.
reach out, let's get them together. Like it's something that I'm really passionate about. So let's make sure it happens.
Okay.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah,
So
Rick, sorry, one thing here, Sarah, Steve Arkley again. Just to dovetail on what Rick was saying, there's been a real common pattern in a lot of clubs where there are a lot of senior coaches who are willing to work with entry-level coaches or development level coaches to work towards their certification process. We all have busy agendas with our own groups and or responsibilities. And yes, our time is valuable to the athletes that we work with. And we are more than willing to help bring somebody along into the system, but make no mistakes. This does not mean that all of a sudden you drop the hammer on us, the 3rd week in February to say, hey, can you certify me now? Can you look at this? This is a process that takes the course of an entire season. It's just a word of advice. It's best to coordinate with a facilitator early in the season, figure out a timing schedule that's going to work for everybody as best as possible. You only need to meet a couple of times to review the stuff. You need to set a time for on-hill evaluation, and that needs to be coordinated with the head coaches. So it's very, very important. If it's important to the person who wants to get this done, they need to understand the rules of our schedules and timing in order to help them out, if that makes any sense. So it's just something that I've seen too many times where it's just the last minute, and then all of a sudden it's like sorry, I'm going to a race tomorrow. There's absolutely no way I can help you, and unfortunately this other evaluator is also going away to a race. So I'm sorry, you're kind of out of luck here for the end of the season. So as I say, it's just a comment.
Yeah, and thank you, Steve. And that has been the pattern. So we have to figure out how to make sure that these trained coaches are aware of how to get certified and the time that it takes, and pairing them up with a mentor, like you said earlier in the season. So thank you for those comments. I'm just going to wrap up here with a couple things, and then I'm just going to answer a couple questions that were in the chat. So the snow reg. So when you register as a coach, you've got different options. If you're dual, you go to snowpro.com and then work your way through that, and then it'll send you to the snow reg system. Anything new is going to take time to get used to, okay? The old system took time to get used to. The new system's going to take time. It's got bugs. They're working on it. The developers of SnowReg have been really good and supportive, and are fixing bugs in the system daily. So it's working. The SnowReg support button, if you have actual technical issues, or you see something that doesn't work or something, or all of a sudden it's French and you want English, that I've come across, just hit the SnowReg support button in the actual platform, and they will hopefully work with you. I know they're actually a little overwhelmed by the amount of support that's been required, but I don't think they anticipated to have thousands and thousands and thousands of coaches register all in the same month. So it's good for them, and it's good for us. ACA and SnowReg and AOA SnowReg are different. If you got to a point and you were asked to renew your level 1 officials, you are in the Alpine Ontario SnowReg database. So you somehow managed to get there, and there are a lot. I get this question a lot. So just note that we're trying to separate the two databases, because again, they didn't realize how big it was. And the current SnowReg site has all the databases of all the different snow sports that use it, and we are trying to get a standalone one. Hopefully that's on the list of things to do. So if you do, you do not have to be, as coaches, members of both the ACA membership and AOA membership. So you'll run into some weird questions if you're in the AOA membership. They'll ask you for clubs that you're part of, and you may not be part of any of those clubs. So, or they'll ask you to renew your officials and all of that stuff. So just be aware of that, especially if you're an administrator and you're getting questions from coaches. The public coach lookup will only display fully licensed coaches. That's it. You type your name in there, if you're licensed, your name will show up. If you're not, it won't bring that up either. Okay, so it's just a way for I guess, sport to acknowledge licensed coaches. Or it can be used as a tool at an event to make sure that you are licensed coaches, just to note. CRCs, okay, I don't want to have a conversation about this tonight, but you could be asked to get a CRC this year by your club, by ACA, and by the CSIA. I get it, it's not perfect. Everyone's aware of it, and it's an ongoing conversation, okay?
The CRC, Sarah?
Sorry, criminal record check, also called a CRV, also called vulnerable sector checks, police reports, that sort of thing. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Missing pieces in your Canada Ski Coach profile sent to me. So that is what I have to say. I love always kind of looking at, bringing it back full circle to what we're supposed to be doing here, which is talk about coach education. I did a lot of lecturing and reading today, so I don't expect any of this information to be retained, or very little, but I am trying to teach others. So that's at the bottom of that graph, and I hope that you've been able to take something away from this. Hopefully you will go and watch the video by Dr. Ivan that I'm going to put in the chat soon, or at least figure out how to share it with you guys. And that's all I have. One last thing going for us. We're used to wearing masks in our sport. So, there's some contact information for you. You've got myself and Rick, and then the coach at alpineontario.ca. That's the general mailbox that is attached to all of our coaching courses. So it all goes into that. And then we can get back to you as soon as we can.
Sarah, I have a question.
Of course.
Just the thing about masks. The research on the buff style, which is extremely popular in our sport, research says that they are very low level protection.
Mm-hmm.
Is there going to be some sort of stance taken on those?
That'll all be, I would think, club policy.
Okay, thanks.
So I don't have anything. This was just to kind of say, we might need to double up or whatever it takes, but maybe we can continue to enjoy our sport in the new normal.
Yep, thanks.
Everything I'm hearing about masks is, you know, be prepared to have one for sure for indoor spaces anywhere you go, and potentially on chairlifts as well. So what type, I don't know, but that's going to be pretty consistent across many resorts is wearing them indoors for sure.
Awesome. So are there any other questions? I'm a little over my time limit here, but hopefully I've answered some questions or at least pointed you in the direction of how to find the answers.
Yeah, thanks so much, Sarah. This recording will be posted on that fall virtual seminar page on our website. So if anyone wants to go back and review anything Sarah went through, but I'll also post just her PowerPoint presentation as well, because there's a lot of links to resources in there you won't be able to get off of the video. So you can reference a lot of the pages she went to visit. And I'll link that video as well that Sarah wanted to show everybody.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put it in the chat.
Sorry, Sarah or Robin. It's Darko again. When I just had somebody private message me about the registration when you're going through Alpine Canada, and then it directs you to AOA's website, and then there are basically different options, registration options, and they all have a cost associated to them, except for the general membership, which is a zero cost. Is that the one that
no,
you register on?
You're on the Alpine Ontario like athlete. So if you're going to register as a coach, you got to go to the LTAD site or canskicoach.org to register as a coach, and that'll direct you to the correct Snow Reg portal.
Okay, I did that, and it did direct me to Alpine Ontario.
So there's a link right on the canskicoach.org page that you click on that'll get you to the right portal. You don't go to Alpine Ontario. Like it'll say if you're registering for an entry-level course or need information, go to Alpine Ontario. But on that home page, if you scroll down a little bit, and maybe I can try to show you here, that's where you click to register. You don't register on alpineontario.ca. You register on canskicoach.org or go through the LTAD page on Alpine Canada site.
Okay, so the receipt that I have says that I'm registered with Alpine Canada, Alpine Ontario, SOD, Alpine Ontario SOD, and they've all come up with zero, and they all called me a general membership.
Yeah, so a lot of our parents register as a general member, but you're looking to register as a coach to have all your dues and put your licensing credits and all that stuff. So where you've registered, unfortunately, is not correct. You have to go to canskicoach.org or the LTAD and register there. So I'm going to try and share my screen and show you.
Okay.
Can you guys see the LTAD screen? Yep. Okay, so coach registration up here, you click on that. And that's going to take you, if you see the URL up here, that's going to take you to the correct place, the correct Snow Reg portal to register as a coach. So you don't go to alpineontario.ca. You can go to ltad.alpinecanada.org and click on coach registration, and that'll take you right to this page.
Okay.
Okay, and this is
can you just move your
correct pricing here for that.
Okay.
Okay.
So then there is a cost. There is a cost for registering as a coach.
Absolutely. Every year there's a cost.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not required.
Right.
To register as a coach.
Right. It's not if you're not working as a coach, it's not mandatory to register. But if you are working as a coach, that's where you go to register.
Okay. So even though I've registered now, can do I have to go back and re-register?
If you want to register as a coach, you've got to go to that page I just showed you.
Okay.
So the consequence of your general membership at Alpine Ontario, there is none. Like it's $0. You're in our general membership database, but it doesn't entitle you to anything as a general member. So if you want insurance and coverage and keep your licensing and certification pathway going, you need to register as a coach on that other SnowReg page.
Okay. So,
Darko,
all right.
Darko, maybe you already have done it. I'm not sure. I can check into that for you. Okay.
Okay, if you could, because I know that it's like yeah, all right, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll follow up with an email with you shortly.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Robin, it's Bruce Howell. Just to clarify, if you've paid that your triple or dual membership fee through CSIA, you won't pay that fee again at the coach website.
That's a Sarah question. I don't know the answer to that. I assume not.
Some people have. Some people paid it twice.
Yeah, I actually went through that.
Hopefully you stopped.
I paid coaching on both ends. When I realized what had happened, because I thought there was a communication between the two entities, I sent Coach Canada, because it's a higher fee, you get a discount to do the dual. Sent them a notice, an email, and I totally lucked out that I got in contact with someone within half an hour. But they said that you did luck out. It could probably take us a couple of days, and other people are doing it.
Yeah, and the CSIA doesn't want to give any refunds. So you have to realize that if you are a dual member, you have to start at the snowpro.com and go this way. You can't go snowpro and then coach. Okay, you're going to get double. You could get into trouble.
So this is, sorry, Sarah, this is what I did is I paid my dues on CSIA because I'm a dual member. And then it directed me to register, I can't remember, either through ACA or AOA.
But it wouldn't direct you to AOA, but yes, people they've gotten caught in there when you get to a page where they show you a bunch of provinces and you click on it, that'll take you to the AOA. But it's really the link that is sent to you after you've registered your dues from CSIA. You'll get an email from Alpine Canada that says, click here to reset and use your email from your previous coach account and reset your password, and then that'll take you to your actual coach profile, and that's where you sign all the waivers, you complete all of that stuff.
Okay, so I've done all that, but I'm just curious, like that $115 on ACA's website are the dues for the year, which if you're a dual member, then you already pay that through the CSIA.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
so you've only just paid it through the CSIA, and then
Yes.
You click here for dual members. That's SnowReg. If you didn't follow the link from Alpine Canada, if you've received the email, so it goes to junk mail as well. So it's not perfect.
Darko, it's Steve here.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah, good. I did exactly the same thing. I went through the CSI website first. Being a dual member as well, obviously. And so I got charged like $59. And then when I went on to the dual member, I was only charged 63 instead of the 115. So it works out.
Okay.
If you do the double, if you pay double and you try to get your refund from Alpine Canada, there's a $5 administration fee, just to let you know.
Good to know. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Sarah, Jason here. I was just curious, can you just explain, please, again about the transferring the background check? So I did my background check on ACA, all the information on SnowReg, everything. Took a while after signing all the waivers and doing the safe sport training, and I got all green check marks now. It shows dual member. Is that all it's going to show, or will it show your certification, or do I need to send you the card from the CSIA to have uploaded to my profile?
Only if you've taken, since they stopped transferring the data since 2016. So if you took older level 1, 2, 3 CSIA courses, they should automatically transfer to your coach profile. It should be there. It's taking some time. They're loading this information piece by piece, but I'm noticing that more and more people's profiles are filling with that information. So just give it a little bit. And then if you don't see it, then for sure reach out and let's make sure that it's in the coach profile. This is obviously a transition year. It's going to take 2 years, in my opinion, to get everybody on board.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, no, I take courses prior to 2015, so I'll just wait a little bit. It could just be a replication issue.
Yeah. Okay, anything else? I think I've taken enough of your time on this beautiful day, so hopefully you can get outside for a few more minutes. And yeah, again, follow up with me on anything.
Just a note to everybody who's still on the website here. It's again, as Steve argued, I have been experiencing difficulty getting into SnowReg on my iPhone, on my iPad, but on a laptop it works fine. Just so you're aware. I don't know if everybody else is experiencing that or not, or tried that, but I'm just throwing it out there.
Perfect, thanks. I know one of the reasons that we did make the switch was so that we could have more, like the old Kansky Coach website did not work on anything other than a laptop. So the idea is to move so that we can use different devices, and hopefully if there are bugs in the system, they're going to be identified very quickly by the developers so that we can use the system on hill from our devices in real time. Okay. All right, I think that's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. Robin, do you have anything else?
Nope. Thanks, guys. Appreciate everybody's time. And we're here to help answer questions. So please send them our way, and we'll try to get it resolved for you.
Yeah, and I've taken notes in the chat, and anybody that's asked me a specific question, I'll get back to you. And I want to say thanks to Rick for helping me out. I see he's been answering a whole bunch of the chat questions. I really appreciate that. And I'm gonna be leaning on him as we move forward in all the coach delivery courses that we have coming up. And yeah, look forward to seeing everyone out there somehow.
Thanks, Sarah.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Robin.
Sarah, do you mind putting your email in the chat and Rick's, please?
Of course.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Sarah. That's great. Technology issues aside, which happen.
Sorry.
That's nothing you can do about that.
Okay.
But just flip me the presentation, and I'll post it alongside.
Yeah, I'll send it to you tomorrow.